Hello everyone, it's a great pleasure and enjoyable moment that I share with you in your living room here today. Chef Henry from the Cooking School Uganda here to share with you beautiful, nice skills. But before I go any further, I want to ask you, pick your phone, call a friend, text them, WhatsApp them, tell them the chef is on, so they should tune in and they shouldn't miss. In case you're on Facebook, check out the Chef Henry, like the page, share with your friends, invite me to your living room if you want. We can have a chat. But besides that, we have something interesting to do here. I got a chance to travel to Paris last year and I met one of the guys that inspired the movie that is behind what I'm going to make here. Vegetable ratatouille. I know many people will struggle to say that. It's a vegetable ratatouille. It's an array of vegetables. I met this guy, very short, just like you see the movie. And we had a chat. It was at La Cordon Bleu. And we had a chat and he was showing me pictures and telling me how the whole thing came up. And I said, when I go back to Uganda, I must do the ratatouille, but this time with style and deliciousness. Vegetable ratatouille. You will need what they call the aubergine. What they call the courgette. Courgette is basically zucchini. One of my camera guys was calling it a Suzuki. But you need a zucchini and all you need is just to slice it. You need rounds or circles, slice it and you are good to go. And then after you have the aubergine or the eggplant, which we call biringanya, same style. Cut it like slices, rounds, you're good to go. And then of course, you have a carrot. You can peel it, or you may choose to work with it without peeling it. As long as you wash it and pat it dry, you're good to go. And then of course, tomatoes. I would advise you do not use the beef tomatoes. They're those tomatoes that are very juicy and very soft. You want to use these salad tomatoes that are slightly tough and hard because you don't want them to mash in what you're going to cook. Of course, onion, different ways. Now, I'm sure my students from the cooking school must be enjoying this because it has a lot of different cuts or style of cutting, and they've been admiring that from school when we did it. So you have an onion. And of course, you have garlic. Now, all these vegetables together are vegetables that we usually have in the house. You don't have to be limited. Like I tell you here, you don't have to be a professional for you to be professional. All you have to do is watch the chef and you're good to go. So let's do some cooking. So for us to do a beautiful, nice ratatouille here, I'm going to take my time because people eat with their eyes before they actually eat. And when I'm doing such a dish, I get very excited because I love the beauty of the color and the aroma and the flavors coming together. So I have a pan here. If you have a deeper pan, it is okay. If you can see, I have cut my vegetables into rings. So I'm going to take my time to array them. So what I'm going to do is just grease my pan a little bit with some margarine or butter. You can use margarine, you can use butter, the choice is yours. It could be salted, it could be unsalted, all that is okay. But all this is to build flavor. So my pan is just warm. And all I'm doing is make sure it is all greased. So I want to create a beautiful, nice flower. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my zucchini here. Then after zucchini, I'm going to get my eggplant. This is one of the ways you want to eat healthy for people who want to be healthy. You're watching your diet. The doctor said, you know, you have to be to watch what you eat. These are some of the meals that you will want to go for. So you can have this as an accompaniment. You can have it as an entire meal completely, by the way. It's filling, but at the same time, it is healthy. Though you have to be very careful because it's full of vegetables and rough edges. That means after you're bound to feel hungry. So you have to be very careful when you have such a meal. Then there I will put some green. I'm sure you must be wondering, what is Chef trying to do here? Then I have some tomatoes. So I'll put the tomatoes just in the ring. Oops. So now I can put my onions. Then now I can go over again. Oh, I have some garlic here. So for the garlic, because they're tiny, tiny cuts, I may just sprinkle them. Then get my carrots again. So at this moment, low heat. I'll place that on the fire. Then I will continue the placing. Now this is going to cook for approximately 30 to 35 minutes, depending on the heat and how much of the vegetables that you have. So it's not something that we're going to rush. We're going to give it time to cook through. Now, I'm just going to season a little bit. If you notice, I didn't put too much salt because when we cover the vapor, it's going to be condensation. So the steam will get onto the roof of the cover, turn into water and get back. So the seasoning will automatically pass through the liquids that are going. We're not putting any liquids. The tomatoes will give us enough liquids in there. So I'll sprinkle a touch of fresh coriander. Then continue my layers. But in the meantime, also to build flavor, I'm going to put a touch of butter on top. Oops. So it melts and goes through all the way from up down Again, we continue. Zucchini. Tomatoes. So again, we are just putting a little touch of a pinch of salt on every layer to make sure it's well seasoned. But we're not using any spices, no spices whatsoever, because the vegetables themselves have got a beautiful, nice flavor. The onions, the garlic, the tomatoes, the carrots, the green peppers, they all have a nice flavor that comes from them. So we don't need to put any spice. And this is one way of eating very, very healthy. Like I said, you can have this as a meal, or you can have it as an accompaniment. So, a touch of olive oil, just still for the moisture that we're looking for, the flavors you're trying to extract. Go back, and again, continue. Just want to make sure I have everything covered here. Again, a touch of margarine. Now, the reason I chose to put the margarine on top is because the heat comes from down, melts the margarine, and then it flows back down. So in the process of flowing down, all the flavors and the creaminess and the fat is riding off the vegetables to the base of the pan. So that way, I don't need to stir into the vegetables because the margarine will automatically just go down. So I'll finish off with a beautiful, nice color on top. So this way you have your vegetables set in a very nice, simple way. Just slice them regardless of the style you want. array them like you did. There's no particular order. I'm just taking my time to do that, but it doesn't really matter how you place them. Cover them on low heat, let them simmer for at least 30 minutes so all the vegetables are cooked through, but also all the flavors are extracted out of the vegetables. They marry together and create a very nice, beautiful, your neighbor should be knocking on your door by the end of the cooking. Otherwise, I want to, first of all, ask you in this time that you can pick up your phone, call a friend, inbox them, share with them, send them a WhatsApp message, tell them the chef is on NBS, so they should tune in and do not miss. Otherwise, we want to appreciate the Cooking School Uganda for making sure all these styles of cooking and all these techniques come your way every Sunday, the way you see it, the way you like it, the way you get it. NBS Always and all our sponsors. I'll take a short break. When I come back from the break, we should be continuing with the cooking, and deliciousness is knocking on the door. Welcome back from the break. It is the chef Henry from the Cooking School Uganda doing a vegetable ratatouille here. We want to appreciate you so very much for just keeping your dial there and never turning it, watching NBS Always and of course the Cooking School Uganda. Now, we just assembled a beautiful array of vegetables. Here going, just to give you a sneak peek of what is going to happen down here. The aroma is already infusing this whole area. People are starting to knock at my door at the restaurant here, wondering what is going on. But as you can see, I like that. Very refreshing, very comforting. If you have seen that part that says, I feel the sound of the chef calling on me. I love it. Anyway, so as our ratatouille is going here, I just wondered, if I have all these vegetables, they're left over, what can I do with them? Very easy and very simple. Like I always tell you, you don't have to be a professional for you to be actually professional. All you have to do with your vegetables is assemble them, but this time fresh. Remember, you're eating healthy, you're eating deliciousness. So we can do a simple mixed garden salad or a vegetable salad. Just an array of the assortment of vegetables that you have in your kitchen. So for me, of course, the same vegetables, but this time I'm going to omit the zucchini and omit the eggplant, but introduce the cucumber. And of course, I'm introducing lettuce here. You found me dismantling it and breaking it and putting it in the water. The reason we put it in water is, one, to maintain its freshness, but also to maintain the crunchiness that comes from the iceberg lettuce. I'll spare some just to use as a garnish of my salad. And then I'm going to use this carrot in a different way this time. I'm just going to use carrot shreds. So I will use my peel to get that. I will show you actually, but that I will do later. To start with, I'm going to use onion rings, but I want them very thin because they're going to be eaten raw. That will be enough. And then for the tomatoes, I'm going to use tomato wedges. Half your tomato, then quarter it, depending on the size of the tomato. If you wanted, you can go ahead and have them like in 8. Simple as that. So we have our tomatoes here, and then we got some cucumber here. Okay. So our cucumber is ready, our onions are ready, tomatoes are ready. What do we have? Okay, now I have a peeler here that first I'm going to peel my carrot. Have it all neat and clean. The texture of the carrot is slightly tougher, so if I cut it same size or shape as these ones, it will be very hard for whoever is going to eat your salad. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to use my peeler, just being a little bit creative. Okay. I'll put that on the side. So I have all these vegetables here. What I'm going to do is get my lettuce. Actually, I'm going to just chop it roughly. Get my beautiful tomatoes. Get some carrot. Again. I'm going to create just a simple dressing from the usual ingredients that we always have in our house. So I have vinegar here. I'm going to use just 1 tablespoon of vinegar. If you had lemon, you could just extract lemon juice. That would be enough. And then I have beautiful olive oil here, extra virgin olive oil. So I'm going to take just a tablespoon. And then, guess what? I have sugar. Simple homemade ingredients. Just now for the sugar, I'm going to just get a touch because I want just a little bit of sweetness to balance the vinegar here, and I have some chili here that I would want to just have a small balance or a good balance. So I have some hot sauce here, Louisiana style. I'm just going to use like a few drops, of course depending on your preference and how hot you want it. But just a few drops, like a teaspoon. Mix it very well. Then you can see. So here we have the dressing ready to go into our salad. And all we have to do is spoon over. Garden salad is ready and made. Never gets any easier or simpler than that. Just an array of all the vegetables that you have in your kitchen. So you're only limited by what you have and what you know. You can see I'm already even smiling and excited. So I'm going to place this here. So just to take you back to our ratatouille, all we did is slice our vegetables, get a few different colors or different assortments, and pile them together into the pan, and we put it on the fire. And right now, I'm going to pick my plate here and just cover my pan. And guess what I'm going to do? This one I'm going to do once, so you have to be very careful and watch. Bam. Are you ready for this? Oh my goodness. Now look at that. The onions, the green pepper, the tomatoes. So this is the cooked version of all the vegetables that you have in your house. I can bet even now you have all these vegetables in your house. So you don't have to wait until tomorrow. You can just leave right now, go to your kitchen and create something delicious. And then, of course, this is the raw version of the vegetables you have in the house. All we did is put together an array of all the vegetables that we have and came up with a simple vegetable salad. So on that note, I want to first of all appreciate the Cooking School Uganda for making sure these techniques and styles of cooking come your way every Sunday. And of course, NBS or Rays that make sure we share with you the afternoon. All our sponsors, my crew, from me, Chef Henry, I want to say thank you so very much. Have a great weekend. But remember, you can check out our Facebook page, The Chef. Like it, share with all your friends, comment, whatever it is that you want to say to me. But we also have a YouTube channel in case you missed any of these episodes. Check it out on the YouTube, The Chef, and you will catch up with us and we shall be together. Till next time, keep it there and catch you again.